Hi students, I just wanted to grab a cup of tea and invite you to do the same thing while we take a look at our next lecture coming up here. So I just thought I'd give you a big smile and say, I wish I were there right in the room with you, but since I'm not, have a happy day and I hope you enjoy the lecture. We are going to be going over adjective clauses, and these are used a lot in academic writing and in normal speech as well. But for you, we want to get into the actual structure of what an adjective clause looks like and how we can build them for our own writing. Let's take a look. You probably have this handout, and that's going to be on page 273, as you can see it here before you. Now, as you've watched the lecture videos that I've posted in class, you've already learned that an adjective clause is a clause which has a subject and verb of its own, but it's giving more information or describing a head noun or a main noun that's in the main clause. But we want to give more information to a noun that's in the main clause. What adjective clauses are when they're put into a main clause, it's really two sentences in one, basically. So let's look at the example here. I thank the woman who helped me. Really, this is two sentences. If you look at what we have here, we have I thank the woman, which you see is the main clause, and then she helped me. She refers to the woman. You see that? Or we could also say something like this. We can also say she is the woman, and I'll put this down here so you can see. So we could also say the woman helped me. Or as you can see above, she helped me. And if we want to put that sentence into the main clause, like I thank the woman, instead of repeating the woman or saying the pronoun she, we're going to use a relative pronoun that we use in adjective clauses. And these relative pronouns for right now that we're going to study are who, that, and which. Now, since we're talking about a person, we're going to use who, but we can also use that, just to let you know that using that is more informal in speech. When you write, it's not ungrammatical to write the woman that, but it's more formal in academic writing to say who when you're referring to people. Okay, so if we're going to take I thank the woman, she helped me, or the woman helped me, we replace the woman or she, however that second sentence is written, and put who or that to show the listener or the reader that you're going to take another full sentence and embed it into a main clause. And these relative pronouns are the clue that tell us this is a full sentence that we are going to put in another clause. Even though it has a subject and verb, it is a clause, it cannot stand by itself. In other words, I can't come up to you and say, hello, that helped me. You would say, who helped you? So adjective clauses, even though they have subjects and verbs, they cannot stand alone without the main clause that you see here. Okay, let's do another example. For the next one, we have the sentence, the book that is on the table is mine. Again, we have two sentences here. We have the book is mine. That is the main clause, and I'll show you where that is. The book is mine. That's our main clause, and that's the clause that can stand by itself, because I can come up to you and say, the book is mine, and you would understand me. I have a subject, and I have a verb, and I have a complete thought or an object or an adjective or whatever it is that completes that verb. Okay? Now we have a second sentence. So that's the main clause here in that sentence one. And then we have the second sentence. That is on the table. That second sentence is our adjective clause. And so It comes from the main sentence, it is on the table. But since I want to take this main sentence and put it into the book is mine, so those two sentences come together, then I'm going to get rid of it. See that? I'm going to get rid of it and replace it with that or which. These are the two relative pronouns that can represent things. Okay? So that can represent a person or a thing, and which only represents things. It does not represent people ever. Just remember that. Which never represents people. Now, just in the sentence above, when we say it is on the table, we also mean it's the book is. So notice that anytime you share the same subject in the main clause and in the adjective clause, that's when you can use an adjective clause. So let me put that another way. Anytime you have the same subject in two or more sentences, those can actually be collapsed into an adjective clause, so we don't sound like a robot. We don't say, "Hi, my name is Stevie Daniels. I am a teacher. I'm wearing a rust-colored sweater. I'm teaching right now." It's too simplistic to continue to talk that way, so that's why we use adjective clauses to bring in multiple descriptions of a noun, and that way we are speaking in a more complex and rich way. So here we're basically saying it, the book, is on the table, and since I have the book in the main clause, as you see here, since I have the book in the main clause, the book, and I have the book in the second sentence that I want to combine with the first one, I can use a relative pronoun. So I can use that or which. And again, your reader and your listener knows that you've got a complete sentence that used to stand on its own. Now you're bringing it into a main clause, and you're going to use a relative pronoun to do that. Okay? So if we go over here, just as a review, we use who for subjects of adjective clauses. We use that for subjects of adjective clauses. We can use which as subjects for adjective clauses. And we use who and that to describe people, who is more common in writing, as we discussed. Generally in American English, we use that more than we use which, and in British English, which and that are used interchangeably, but you're not going to be wrong no matter what you use, okay? It's important to know that an adjective clause closely follows its noun. If not, it gets lost. For example, the book that is on the table, and basically we're saying the book that is on the table, right? But here, we wouldn't say the book is mine that is on the table. Mine is not on the table. It's the book that's on the table. So we need that is on the table next to the book. So as you write your adjective clauses, remember, put them right next to the noun. They go right after it. And adjective clauses don't come first in the table. For example, we wouldn't say that is on the table, the book is mine. So our adjective clause follows nouns.